Education 210 friends. Like any good teacher, I want to begin with an introduction. My name is Jenna Foran and I'm a sophomore here at Concord. I'm majoring in elementary education and minoring in early intervention. Today I'm going to show you why I want to be a teacher. To start off, I'm going to tell you guys a story. The doll that I'm holding on my lap is called a wannabe doll. It dates back all the way to 1986. I'm sure you're wondering why I have a doll from 1986 when I was born 14 years after that. But it was a gift. It was a gift that was passed down to me from someone very important in my life and in my family's life. This teacher was my mom's teacher and coach when she was in junior high. She was my brother's teacher. She was my teacher. And then she was my sister's teacher. She is so special to our family. When I had her as a teacher, this is funny, she taught West Virginia history. She really discouraged me from being a teacher. She told me that I should choose something else, that it wasn't all it was cracked up to be, and that she wanted me to have a better life than she did. Well, I'm stubborn, so I didn't listen. And so last year, after I began my first semester of college and officially declared my major as elementary education, she gave me this gift. It was in a bag. I didn't know what it was. My mom said, "Miss Faust sent you this gift." I was expecting it to be like rubber ducks or penguins or something. That's her thing. She gives out rubber ducks, little penguin stuffed animals. She's all about the prizes in her classroom. When I opened up this gift, there was a letter inside. And it said, "Dear Jenna, I want you to have this gift. It's a doll that my mom bought me right after I started teaching. It's important for you to remember that your dreams are bigger than any challenge that you face. Every time you look at this doll, think about what a difference you will make as a teacher, a mentor, and a friend to all your students." So, when I opened that, I cried, and I was just so, I guess you could say I was really, surprised and shocked that this lady has been a teacher for over 30 years. She's taught probably thousands of students, hundreds of them who are teachers. And out of all of those students, she chose me to give this special gift to. That was just really touching. So that is why I wanted to include this in the project, because it's more than just about, oh, look, this is a cute little teacher doll. It's about the person who gave this doll to me and how I want to have a career the way that she's had a career, where she impacts thousands of students. I mean, she has students who are 50 years old who still talk about how she was their favorite teacher and how much she impacted their life. She definitely is a matriarch of education in the school district that I grew up in, and I want to be that someday. So that is why I included this doll in this presentation. Now I'm going to talk about my vision board. I'm going to flip the camera around and just talk to you about it so that you can see the photos on the vision board, because those are really more important than seeing my face. I entitled it #MyWhy because it explains why I want to be a teacher. I included the hashtag because it's trendy and it represents the era that we're in, and I plan on keeping this for years to come. The first panel on my board is titled Inspired to Inspire. This panel includes various pictures of various teachers who have impacted my life. The first teacher who has probably had the most impact on me and been my teacher in everything in life is my mom. She has been a teacher for 11 years now, 8 years in elementary school and 3 years in middle school. And so that's one of the biggest reasons that I want to be a teacher. The next person is Miss Vandal, and she was my 5th grade science and social studies teacher, who has now became one of the biggest influences in my life, not just on an educational level, just on an all-around level. I mean, she's literally like my second mom. I talk to her probably 2 or 3 times a day, texting her all the time, probably get on her nerves sometimes, but she still loves me anyway. She always says that I'm her 5th kid, so I am really close to her, and she is one of the reasons that I want to be a teacher, because Above all else, she has taught me that teaching can go beyond the classroom. She very much goes out of her way to make sure that her students have everything they need in and out of the classroom. Next picture is a picture of me with some of my middle school teachers. This was at the strike in 2018. You guys would probably think that the strike discouraged me from being a teacher, but actually it just fueled the fire more and encouraged me to do it more. I was on the picket lines like every single day. This was one of the days, and these teachers are really cool. 2 of them I had in 8th grade, 1 of them I had in 5th, and 1 of them I had in 6th. And they've just all inspired me to be better and do better. Next picture is what I say my SSES fam. And some of these people have been my teachers, but some of them have just been colleagues of my mom's when she taught at the elementary school for 8 years. I've got to spend a lot of time with them and in their classrooms, and really, there's some people in this picture that have influenced me beyond what you can even imagine. And actually, I just saw her. This teacher right here, which is Miss Collins, she actually let me come into her kindergarten classroom last year and do tons of volunteer work. And she let me teach sometimes, which was a great experience because I never really had experience with little kids, and I never would have dreamed that I would have liked it, but I did. So she's definitely a big influence. Then finally, we have my favorite high school teacher, and definitely one of my top 3 favorite teachers of all time. Miss Ayers. I had her for English and yearbook in 11th and 12th grade. She is just a kind and gentle spirit in and outside of her classroom. She's always making it a point to connect with every single student, and she listens. Like if I said the day before, if she heard me say, I have a test in biology after this. The next day, the first thing she would ask me when I walk in her room is, how'd your test in biology go? Do you know what your grade was yet? Or if she heard me say something about my family, she would always ask me about it. Like, she was always interested in what I had to say, and she always checked up on us, all of her students, all the time. And I really aspired to be like that. The next one is entitled A Career and a Calling. So I've always known that I wanted to be a teacher, like since the time I was about 3 years old. Of course, I kind of veered off to different paths. I was kind of like, for a while, I was like, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a social worker, or I want to be a journalist. But it kind of all came full circle when I came back to teaching, because it's always been my passion. And I feel like that it's a God thing. It's not just me saying, oh yeah, I want to be a teacher so I can play with little kids and have fun. It's not that at all. It's because I was really seriously born to teach, and I believe that, and I will say that. I say it all the time. I probably say it enough that it gets on people's nerves, but I say it. So the first quote, it says, I wasn't just born to teach. I was born to inspire others, to change people, and to never give up, even when faced with challenges that seem impossible. I want to be a world changer. I've always said that. Among any career that I've ever thought I wanted to have, I would always say, above all, I want to change the world and make it a better place. Well, although there's other careers, I could have done that. Teaching is where I just feel like I can do that more than anything. Then the next picture is a my favorite Bible verse, and it says, if your gift is serving others, serve them well. If you're a teacher, teach well. If your gift is to encourage others, be encouraging. If it is giving, give generously. If God has given you leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously. And if you have a gift for showing kindness to others, do it gladly. Romans 12:7 and 8. I feel like that just sums up everything. Like, not just the part where it says, if you are a teacher, teach well. I feel like that entire verse, teachers do all of that stuff. They serve other people, they encourage other people, they give generously, they have leadership skills, they take responsibility, and they definitely have a gift for showing kindness, and they do it with a smile on their face most of the time, even during the challenges. The next picture is actually a quote that I first heard from a video that one of my seventh grade teachers played. He was obsessed with Kid President. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if you don't, look it up on YouTube because it's pretty good. And so I can remember that one of the things that Kid President would always say is, be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. And I can remember that I always would think, like, I want to do that. I want to make people who no one pays attention to and no one notices feel like that they are a superstar. And through teaching, I'm going to get the opportunity to do that every single day. The next thing says, the best thing about being a teacher is that it matters. The hardest thing about being a teacher is that it matters every day. And that quote is by Todd Whitaker. That is like so true. I want to be a teacher because I want to do a career that impacts people and changes lives. But at the same time, that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to have a career where the weight of a child's education is on your shoulders. But it's kind of one of those things where the good outweighs the bad 100 times over. Panel on my board says multi-passionate and meant for this. So if you guys don't know what multi-passionate means, it means that you have many passions, not just one. Some people might have a passion for helping people. Other people might have a passion for teaching people. As a teacher, I can have a million passions and use every single one of them every day. One of the main reasons that I've chose to go into teaching is because I also have a passion for writing, and I've been gifted a God-given gift that I can write. So hopefully someday, if the stars align, I will be teaching upper elementary departmentalized writing, and I will get to inspire my students to love writing the way I did and the way I do, and the way that Miss Phillips inspired me to love writing. So, I have always been a person of many passions. Like, as a child, I was never just like, okay, I like music class and I like art, but I don't like PE. I liked everything. I like to draw, I like to write, I like to color, I like to play sports, I like to play music, I like to cook, I like to do it all. So this picture kind of represents that, because I've always been a person who's loved many different things and wanted to express and pursue that love all day, every day. So as a teacher, I'm going to be able to use every gift and talent and do a lot of the things I enjoy in my classroom and let my students experience that with me. And that's one of the biggest reasons that I have decided that I really, really want to teach. The next picture is a picture that perfectly depicts a teacher's job. It's a teacher, and on the big hat, it says teacher, and then it says nurse, mentor, coach, referee, counselor, therapist, janitor, motivator, parent, comedian, detective, mediator, negotiator, cheerleader, entertainer, drill sergeant, zookeeper, event planner, entrepreneur, and decorator. Teachers wear a million different hats. I've always said that I wanted to wear more than one hat. If I just had a job like in accounting or nursing where basically every day I went to work and did the same thing, I would be miserable. I want to have a job where I have the ability to change it up, where I have the ability to say, okay, let's go outside and do a science experiment. Or, okay, let's turn the lights off and read with flashlights. I love to, like, entertain kids and make them interested and pull them in. And really, being a teacher definitely gives me the ability to do that. Next one says, having multiple strengths and passions can be a tremendous gift as long as you embrace it. So some people would say, if you're multi-passionate, you're kind of at a disadvantage because it's going to be hard for you to find just one passion. But I've chosen a career where I can have many, many different passions and still be successful.